I was dreaming about sharing my story one day.
Mm.
And when you shared your idea with me, I was like, wow, that's it. That's the moment. These are the people I would love to join with and do this because it was already on my mind. I've been through a long and challenging journey with my healing, with my struggle in life, and I think there is so much that others could learn from it because I was like that. I learned from other women's stories that inspired me, that gave me the strength to keep moving forward.
It is with great honor and joy that both Soraya and I introduce you to Laura Savinska, a woman whose story is not just words on a page, but a living testament of resilience, love, and courage. Her journey is one that takes us beyond the surface into the depths of struggle, healing, and transformation. She stands here today not only as a storyteller, but as a beacon of light, showing us that what it means to rise after the storms, to find hope in the midst of darkness, and to create beauty out of brokenness. Her voice carries the power to remind us that we are never alone, that our stories matter, and that through sharing them, we give permission for others to heal, to rise, and to shine in their own truth. Welcome, Laura. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be in your company and to share my thoughts, my story, everything that I have to offer.
We're just so excited, right, Soraya? We're excited to be here
Yeah.
to get all the beautiful authors here and to really shine who they are because everyone that's listening to this is going to be excited to read your story, just as how Soraya and I were so happy to read that story on Be Light to Raise Light.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single co-author has been brought to us by the universe to help us with this publishing of this book that's coming out at the end of the year with Hay House. And so, Laura, we are so happy you're here to shine your light. And so, Anishma, I know you had a question you wanted to ask her to start off.
Yes, so Laura, as before we start anything today, I just want to ask you, you're here with us today. What brought you to Be Light to Raise Light and why are you here today?
I was dreaming about sharing my story one day.
Mm.
And when you shared your idea with me, I was like, wow, that's it. That's the moment. These are the people I would love to join with and do this because it was already on my mind. I've been through a long and challenging journey with my healing, with my struggle in life. And I think there is so much that others could learn from it because I was like that. I learned from other women's stories that inspired me, that gave me the strength to keep moving forward.
Yes. See, that's beauty. That's the beauty about what we do and how we actually reflect into why we do what we do. It is our stories that first that we want to share. And second is the feeling of the energy when we do something. And when those two come together, it just lights up the world. Exactly what you said in such a beautiful way. I'm just so happy that you're here and that Surya and I can actually be here with you to just talk to you and really bring out the biggest story today, and that's yours. So thank you again for being here.
We're so happy. This is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So Laura, your story takes us through so much. It takes us through music, motherhood, trauma, and healing. If you look back at your younger self at the piano, what do you think she would say to the woman you've become today?
Wow. It brings up the picture for me immediately. The little girl at the piano. But this time she's not playing. You know, she holds a postcards in her hand. I used to collect postcards. It was a black and white uh, cards with the photos of famous film actors. And at that time, it was such an inspiration for me. Wow, these people, they made their way to the screen, to the movies. And I was so inspired by those, going through all those pictures, collecting them, um, drawing my inspiration from them. And what came to me right now, it's like I'm seeing that girl sitting there looking, and one of those cards
Mm.
has my picture. It makes me really, really emotional right now, but she would say, wow. She would probably say, I want to be you. You know, all the things you mentioned, the music, the motherhood, trauma, healing, all the journey that really took me places. It got me travel to the beautiful places. It got me to meet such a people that I don't think I would ever meet. It all this journey made my life so rich. And I really think that I was that lead role in my life, in that movie called My Life. And it's an honor to be that inspiration for my little one and celebrate how far I've come eventually.
Wow. Yeah, your story.
It makes me to reflect so much on my life.
So beautiful. I just love the emotion that you come with in reflecting back on that moment
Yeah,
and seeing those postcards and seeing yourself as one of those people that is admired, is inspiring. And you are that.
Mhm.
You are that here, standing here today as a beacon of hope, as a beacon of love for so many. So,
I could never dream at that time how far would I go, would I travel, how much I achieve in my life. But this is happening. This is the reality. This is a dream come true.
I feel like you're another reason of love in the world that you're in today. You radiate a lot of love in your life and gratitude in your life. And so you see the transformation. And when you see that, you see the inner child just growing. And I love that you're doing that for yourself. That is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Thank you.
You speak so beautifully about breaking cycles of generational pain. What was the turning point when you realized you had the power to choose differently, not just for yourself, but for your daughters, for your daughter?
I think my probably biggest turning point happened before my daughter was even born.
Mm.
I was young, 18, 19 probably, and I loved to read. I, I, I didn't have those self-help books we have these days, but I came across a magazine called Life 101, something like that. And I learned that you can detach, detach from your parents, walk away from negativity. I learned about positive thinking at that point. And it opened my eyes. I started practicing that positive thinking. I managed to detach from my probably toxic environment. I had no idea it is that way at that time. And I detached myself from my parents, from their story, from their constant fighting. I started creating my own life. I took responsibility for my life and where it's going to go. I didn't want to stay stuck in that place. So I think that was the first and biggest turning point, turning towards the positivity and creating what I wanted creating for myself. And at that point, what I wanted to create is a happy family. So that was the first thing I created. And brought my daughter into happy family. I wanted love, wanted happiness, and I wanted to sing at the same time. Those were my simple dreams to start with.
It's funny, right? Those little moments of things that we read or we find that miraculously change and transform our life. It's like it's the moment that you had to read that magazine or whatever it was that you found, and those words transformed what you had to do to get to where you want. You had to release yourself from negativity. You had to relieve yourself from your parents or whatever it is that toxic that you were going through, or their stories, or whatever it was that you had to go to get to your reality of love and create that magical love, family love that you've always wanted. You know, it's like a miracle had to happen, and your miracle there was your magazine, wasn't it? It's where it started. Everything started from release. It's releasing the things you didn't need in order to get to where you want today.
Absolutely. It was so different at that time.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking 30 plus years back. Uh, n- I didn't know anyone who practiced the positive thinking at that time. It's kind of, I was on my own with all that practice, but I started manifesting at that point. And it was so exciting because it worked. It worked. And I used it with my daughter when she was born, all that positive, something new, something I got excited to read more, to know more about what else is possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. What keeps popping in my head as you're talking is that there's messenger, message, and timing. And when those three things are aligned, it hits you in the heart. It hits you in a space where you can receive it. So at that time, you received it and were able to use that as an opening to your journey of personal development. And I think it is miraculous. I've read your story. I've seen where you've come. And so I'm just celebrating you for taking that step into something unknown and for keeping curious throughout your life to learn more, to desire more. And so my next question for you is motherhood seems to be both your anchor and your light throughout this journey. How did being a mother help you rise above pain and keep you moving forward even when life felt impossible?
Oh, you were so right. Uh, Being a mother and doing things for my child, that was the anchor and the light that took me forward. And like, because I was so young, I didn't really know myself at that point. And everything I know and everything I remember, it's like my daughter was always there beside me. And I always say she's a part of me. You can't take that away. She's a part of me even now. Like whatever I do, I keep her in mind, and she was and is everything to me. So it was for her happiness, well-being, and I always wanted the best for her. So I had to find a way to make money. I had to do things I would never do otherwise, I guess, for her and for myself. Like later on, it all went together. The things I was doing for myself, I was doing for her. And the struggle, you said, when life felt impossible, it also came to me one small episode from my life. I didn't speak about it in my story, but it just came to me now when life felt impossible. One day, I was coming home from my singing gig late at night, and I got robbed just next to my house. And in that moment, I don't know how, but I stood so strong. Okay, I took my earrings off, my golden earrings, I given it to the robber. But then I stood strong. I used my voice and I said, no, I stood up for myself at that moment because my house was just there, right there, like 10 meters away. And I knew my daughter was there sleeping. And I had to do anything to protect her. I had to be strong. I had no choice, no other choice. If I wouldn't be strong, I would be not only robbed on that dark street at night, I would be raped also. I raised my voice. I said no. I pushed him away and he went away. I was so certain that it's not going to happen. And it just shows me instinctively how strong mother can be to protect her child. Because after he left and I waited for a minute, I started shaking afterwards. I couldn't put the key in my uh, lock of my door. My hands were so shaky. All that fear came later, but there I stood up because I knew she's at home. He should not know that that's my house and my daughter is sleeping there. So like that, there were so many occasions where I had to be strong instinctively. I had to do anything, whatever it takes, to be strong because I know my daughter is there. I know she needs me.
Wow.
So everything.
Beautiful mothers are just amazing, that protective instinct and that drive to do whatever you can to give your kids the best life propels you into a direction in your life where you expand in ways you don't expect, you're stronger in ways that you don't expect, and you overcome things that you never even dreamed that you would overcome. And you're a living testament of that. I think when people read your story, they're going to be very moved by your life and all the things and all the challenges you've been through. So, wow, thank you for sharing that.
Mothers are definitely strong for their kids. We will do everything and anything in the power to keep our kids safe, no matter what happens to us. It's in the instinct of all mothers. This is why we are so important, not just for ourselves, but everyone around us. We are the beacon of love. We are the glue that holds the family. We are the one that is here. And so, what you just did, what you just told me right now, is exactly what we would do for all our kids. And what mom would not? So I thank you for sharing that story. That is so powerful. And I love every part of it because it's those life moments that show us and teach us what's truly important in our life. And our kids are so important.
Yeah, we can break down later and cry and
Yeah.
release all those emotions, but in the moment, you have to be strong.
Yeah. Yeah. You just put tears in all of my eyes for sure. Here's another question. So many mothers feel the weight of their own childhood wounds while raising their children. What would you say to a mom listening today who feels like she's failing because of the pain she still carries?
I would like to whisper to every mom out there who feels that way. The help is available, and it's okay to ask for help. I waited for too long to do that. I know. But now the help is there. You can reach to me, I'm sure you can reach to Nish or Soraya, to any of the coaches, practitioners, people and they will help you or they will guide you what to do. And many of us offer free consultations, free advice. I don't know, we just giving. We are so giving. And if we need somebody, if we see that somebody struggles, help is available, and just to be okay to ask for help. It's so important. It's normal to go for therapy. I'm a therapist now. I go for therapy sometimes. I need somebody to be there with me, to hold the space and support me when I need to release something. And it just to make that first step, probably it might be very difficult, but try it, do it, find help, and release what needs to be released so you can be present for your kids, for your family, for your loved ones. That what gives that presence. When you are in your emotional balance, you are at your best for your kids.
How true is that? Think about it. We're going through so much in our own lives that we forget to ask for help. And that is the problem a lot of times moms or anyone actually has, is we can't really get up and say, I need help. And it doesn't, we feel like we're so powerful in such a way that we could do everything and anything that we want ourselves. But we forget that we do need someone there. We need to release. And again, it comes back to releasing yourself, talking to someone, telling your story, do whatever it takes, see a counselor, see a therapist, but go and talk to someone, because that's going to help you get to where you want to be. Thank you. Yeah, that is so true.
I hear so many times people come to me and say, I never spoke about this to anyone. All those secrets we keep within, we buried inside, that what creates the heaviness, that what creates the baggage. You speak to somebody, speak to a stranger. I had, when I didn't have the means to go for therapy, I found somebody online who was doing the case studies. They do sessions for free. Reach out, search, will you find it? I spoke to a friend, stranger. She gave me a couple of coaching sessions, and I had my breakthrough for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this asking for help is such a huge thing for moms. And I think sometimes we think that we can do it all on our own and that it's a weakness if we ask for help, or it's easier to just do it ourselves. And because we can do it maybe more efficiently or better than explaining to someone else to get it done. But then that, as you said, builds a heaviness, and the resentment and different emotions start to build up, preventing us from bringing our best self to our kids, who we want to raise conscious, who we want to raise compassionate and kind. But if we need to do that to ourselves first, we need to offer ourselves that space to truly be present with ourselves so that we can be present with our kids, so that we can show up in that fullness of what we want to be for them. And so for all the moms listening out there, it's not a weakness to ask for help. In fact, you will step more brightly into your power and your fullness and be able to show up for your kids. So for anything, I know kids are always our biggest motivation. If you can't get there in terms of looking at yourself right now, do it for your kids. Do it for your kids who are going out in the world and making a ripple effect in everyone that they're touching. It is for you, but it's also for your kids and the next generation. So, Laura, you've been through and walked through betrayal, loss, healing, and ultimately self-love. What message do you want every mother to take away from your story? Something they can carry in their hearts when life feels so heavy.
There is a book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life.
Yeah.
And today I want to echo her words. You can heal your life. You can heal and transform no matter how difficult it might seem right now. It is possible, and you have the power within you. Everything you need to heal and transform is already inside of you. It might be difficult to believe, but that's true. And it is possible to access all that power, all that wisdom that we all have within. Access it and use it and start your healing from there. You can then rewire the neural pathways. It was so unbelievable concept for me initially, but that's happening. That's doable. You can dig deeper and see what's not serving you anymore and start releasing, letting go, and empower yourself with something that will serve you better, serve you the best. Letting go of the old and bringing something new and fresh into your life.
But and letting go to make space for the things that you actually want, right? Letting go, perhaps the identity that isn't you, and stepping brightly into who you truly are. That's so very beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Louise Hay, my favorite author. Yes, yes. And also a Hay House author, which we are as well. And I'm so happy you brought her up because she has phenomenal ideas. And apparently, yeah, healing yourself in ways that, even now sometimes is not even spoken about. So the fact that that book is still there and when moms read that book, do you remember Louise Hay, Heal Yourself? It's the book, to grab that book and read it and just, listen to those words and like read those words because they really help to really figure out how we can actually heal ourselves in many different ways that you've probably never even noticed or known how to do. So I'm glad that you did that and you actually said that book because I love that book. It's beautiful.
And it's a wonderful opening point for anyone who never tried anything like that.
Yeah.
Just pick up the book and read it.
Yeah. So talking.
Any of her books is a brilliant starting point
Mhm.
on the healing journey.
Talking about the book for Hay House with Louise Hay, I would love for you to be, would you honor us by reading an excerpt from your story, something that you feel will inspire mothers everywhere to believe that nothing is impossible?
Yeah, I will. Thank you. I blamed myself. I was so afraid of my father that I put on the mask of I'm fine and grew up overnight, concealing my terrible mistake. I had become cautious and dropped the idea of pursuing a singing career. Being on stage didn't seem safe anymore. It was too risky to expose myself. I suppressed a lot of emotions and started avoiding attention. I had to unpack all the numerous aspects of that terrible incident in my therapy. I had to empower myself and my inner child with the resources to cope. I had to remove those distortions of truth created by trauma and let go of the conclusions about myself and what I can or cannot do. I reached a place of acceptance and self-forgiveness and derived a pearl of wisdom, seeing how it made me who I am today. It was immensely liberating. I finally learned to love all of me.
Isn't that goosebumps of like, oh my God, like absolutely beautiful. Those are words everyone should listen to, everyone should go through. And just reading that or feeling that emotionally, it really brings out a lot of love and power and magic. So, yes, thank you. Thank you for reading that. Oh, wow.
I think this is just the beauty of your story, is that you're so anchored in your truth and you're so vulnerable to share, and you're willing to share what steps you went through to ultimately find this liberation of your soul where you can come back and just accept yourself and love yourself for who you are. And so I'm just celebrating you and everything you're sharing. And I know that this will give courage to other mothers that are listening that perhaps have things buried or trauma buried, to go there and seek it and release it so that finally they can too feel that freedom within. So, so beautiful. Wow. I love hearing you read it. Thank you. So if someone is feeling inspired, which I'm sure there's going to be not
Yeah.
just someone, there's going to be many people that are listening to this that are extremely inspired by your story. Can you tell us a little bit about how people can connect with you and the best way to reach you?
Yes, absolutely. So easiest way to find me, to read a little more about me is my website. It's mindsetupdate.com. And you can reach me on email by email, same mindsetupdate@gmail.com. And I offer a free consultation call to anyone who wants just to explore and see if that's the right move for them to work with me. We can look at what your challenge is or what goal you set for yourself, and maybe you have some obstacles to achieving your goal. We can talk about it and see if we can work together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I will actually add those all into our description below. So everyone that's listening can actually just go in there, click on it, they can come see you. Either it's just to follow you or to ask you questions or to talk to you, whatever it is that they need to do, your information will be there. And I do know there'll be so many beautiful moms that will be able to come and connect with you because your story is so inspiring. And those that need that or need that extra support, they know that they can come to you, Laura. So thank you so much. And thank you again for being here and really talking about your story. We can't wait for this book to come out so that we can read it to everyone and, you know, just share it with the world because that's going to be everything for us.
Yeah, me too. Very excited. Waiting for waiting for that moment. And thank you very much, Nishma and Soraya. It's always beautiful to have any talk with you, and I guess collectively help and inspire others.
Yeah.
I feel the same. It's like divine brought us together, right, to serve this mission.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so I feel that with my heart. Thank you.
thank you.
As you know, Be Light to Raise Light's coming out soon. We cannot wait for the book to be in our hands and to have it available to every single one. Hay House authors are on the roll. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you, Laura. Thank you again. And you being here on Be Light to Raise Light and being inspired by our story and everything that happened, and you just following your heart. We're so happy you did and that you're here with us. So thank you again.
Thank you.
As you have so happy. As you have witnessed today, Laura's story is not just hers, it is a ripple of inspiration reaching every soul who listens. She reminds us that within each of us lies the strength to transform pain into purpose and fear into freedom. If you felt moved by her words, if your heart recognized its own reflection in her journey, know that you are invited to connect with her beyond this moment. She opens her arms to those who are touched by her story, believing deeply that when we connect, we heal together. And when one woman shines, she lights the path for many. May her courage continue to spark courage within you, and may her story echo in your heart as a reminder that light always finds its way through. Thank you, Laura. Love you lots.
Everyone's listening.
Thank you.
You.
Yeah.
Be Light to Raise Light is a sacred and extraordinary platform where mothers are invited to shine brilliantly and share their unique stories with the world. Through books, stages, social gatherings, and more, we elevate these voices to the highest vibration, illuminating not only their personal journeys, but the collective consciousness of the world. Our vision is to create a radiant community of mothers who come together to inspire, empower, and light up the world with their truth and wisdom. Be Light to Raise Light is a space where authenticity thrives, stories resonate, and every woman's light is celebrated. Join us in this beautiful mission by becoming part of our community. Follow us on Facebook at Be Light to Raise Light, or on Instagram at Be Light to Raise Light, or connect with us directly by email at inspire@belighttoraiselight.com. Together, let's ignite a movement of light, love, and transformation.